Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's Christy,
And Iris.
and we are back for another Wellness Wednesday podcast. Hey, I feel like singing.
You do?
Wellness Wednesday. 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 Yeah. I like that little ditty I came
I
up
see.
with. Well, we back again for another week. We were supposed to be bi-weekly, but we got so much positive feedback.
Awesome feedback.
We said, hey, let's keep this momentum going and come back another week.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, we're going to be debunking mental health myths.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some of the stigmas that we hear associated with mental health. So one of those first myths can be people with mental illness are violent. And that is not necessarily true, Iris. The vast majority of people with mental health issues are non-violent or more likely to become victims of violence.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes me back to, if I think about children who experience violence in the homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they never got the help and healing that they needed, they become adults who now that cycle triggers over into their everyday lives.
Mm-hmm.
So two things can happen. They can become violent themselves, or the cycle continues where they allow people to be violent towards them.
Right.
And so that myth is not necessarily true that people with mental health illness are all violent.
All right. Our next one says children do not experience mental health illness. The fact is 50% of all mental health conditions begin by the age of 14, and the children can be affected by conditions such as anxiety and depression. Christy, I often think about kids now that are in school that may face bullying or have issues in the home where depression and anxiety could occur just by the bullying or situations in the home where they just feel like they can't express themselves. And now it has festered into depression or suicidal thoughts.
Most definitely, yes. I think about the children in society now dealing with bullying. When we dealt with bullying growing up, we didn't have to see them kids anymore once school was over.
Right.
And then the summer came and we had 3 months of freedom and peace. But now you have social media.
Yes.
Everything is so advanced and at their hands, and people have so much access to them now. And so not only do they deal with it during school hours, they have to deal with it on social media. At home when they get home, even in their extracurricular activities, it never lets up. And they don't know how to deal with that. And so definitely children deal with mental health issues. And so we tell parents one way to check in on that is talk with your kids.
Right.
Have real, genuine conversations about what's going on, what happened today, how are you feeling, do you feel safe?
Right.
And we're not just talking about safe in the home. We're talking about safe in your mental, your spiritual, all of that. That is a question that parents need to start really asking their children. Right. Are you safe? Is everything okay? Do you need help in any area? It's just about really checking in, because a lot of times they're keeping that stuff to themselves because of fear. They're already scared about their peers. And so now if adults get involved, it's going to magnetize the situation even worse than they can think of.
Now, Chris, I want to add, and be present in the school.
Oh, yeah, that's good, Iris.
Be present.
Be present. Because I'm tired of seeing videos of children in the school acting out. And teachers, they only can do their job during school hours. But a lot of stuff starts at the house. Respect, communication, how to talk and deal with people. Those things start in the home.
So true. And
so for that to trickle over in school, parents got to take some accountability there. And I know, society, we got jobs and we don't have time, but some of those things we have to put at the forefront and make time for.
Right.
Or it's just going to continue to get worse, really.
Yes.
Another mental health myth is therapy is only for people with severe problems. Now, we definitely know that's not true, because we got some people struggling with minor things. We talked about those dimensions last week.
Yes, we did.
Financial,
Mm-hmm.
environmental,
Yes.
peer-wise, social-wise. It doesn't necessarily have to be a severe diagnosis or issue for you to get help. Therapy can benefit anyone, even those without a diagnosed mental health condition, by providing tools for better emotional health.
That's good right there.
And that's what it's about. Tools, conversations, getting the things you need to combat whatever your issue is, whether it's minor, moderate, or severe.
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting the help that you need.
That's good, Chris. The next myth is mental health conditions are signs of weakness. The fact is, mental health conditions are real medical issues that require treatment, just like physical illness.
That's good. Yes.
So we want to get support. You go to the doctors for your regular checkups and get things looked at, checked on.
Mm-hmm.
We need to check in on our mental health, or our stress levels, our anxiety, our anger issues. We need to check in with those type things.
It's not a weakness to ask for help
at all.
I think it's more of a weakness to sit in there and not ask.
Right.
Be strong enough to say, yeah, I'm struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I need some help.
Right.
Because what you're doing is not working. So that's definitely a myth. It is not a sign of weakness to ask for help. You go to the doctor when your back hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no fear there.
Right.
So why, when you're struggling mentally and emotionally, you don't want to ask for help?
That goes back to our African American community not wanting to talk about things that are concerning them, because we was told to be quiet and keep it
in the house. Keep it in the house.
Don't go telling it.
You're doing too much talking. But that's the problem. We weren't doing enough. And we weren't doing enough listening.
Yes.
Active listening.
Active.
Oh, that's a whole nother episode in itself. Yes. And another mental health myth is that once you have a mental health condition, you'll never recover. Wow. And that is one of the biggest myths that I really want to combat and debunk today. With the right treatment and support, many people recover fully or manage their symptoms effectively.
Yes.
A lot of times the fear is, once they diagnose me, I'm going to have this forever. That is not true. I need the counter that with, once I identify what it is, now I can get the help and I can be free.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's change the way we're thinking about this thing. Get the help that you need so that you can recover. The whole podcast here is about wellness and wholeness. Mm-hmm. So if you know you're struggling with some stuff, no matter how minor it is, ask for help, because again, what you have been doing is not working.
Right.
What's the next myth, sis?
Medication is the only way to treat mental health conditions. That's the myth. Mm-hmm. The fact is, treatment can include therapy, lifestyle changes, other interventions in addition to or instead of medication. Now, here we go again. Medication has been the true stigma of mental health.
That's true.
They feel like because I have an illness, they're going to put me on medicine. I ain't crazy. I don't need none of that crazy medicine. I mean, that's
what we hear.
Yeah. So let's talk about it a little bit now. There's some people, like you said, there's mild, moderate, and severe.
Yes.
Now, these people that's severe, we want you to stay on your medication.
Yes, you need it.
We want to make sure that you're on your medication.
Because if you're not, let's talk about one of the severe diagnoses, schizophrenia.
Yes.
If somebody who has schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder, you're not on your medication. You can have the pills, you can have the monthly injections. Mm-hmm. If you stop taking that stuff and not getting the therapy that you need, you can become. We can go back to myth number 1. You can become violent, a danger to yourself and other people. There are people who need medication because they cannot function effectively and safely in their everyday life and environment. Now you have some people who have severe depression, where you can't get out the bed. You can't even open up your eyes.
Right.
To do one task such as brush your teeth, complete your hygiene, and get your day started somehow. You have people who can't, they struggle to even turn over.
Right.
Medication assistance can help with that. Now, you have people who have maybe situational things going on.
Yes.
Let's talk about anxiety and testing, sis.
Oh, yes, yes. Now I can bear witness to that. There are times where people, like I said, test taking, they become overwhelmed, anxiety kicks in, and you have to get something to level you out to focus. Yeah. Now those things, there are some people that are put on medication, and like I said, that situation, they're only on that for a certain period of time, short period of time, and those are some of the things that, like you said, people will have medications for. Yeah. But let's look at stress or something like that. Okay. People can exercise to get them past stress. No medication is involved. You finding things that you can do, meditating, relaxation technique.
Oh yeah.
Listening to music, listen to waves. I mean, these are other interventions. Yeah. Some people like rain.
Yeah, there's a lot of holistic things you can do to that is not medication assistance that can get you through whatever struggles you're going through. You just have to figure out what works for you.
That's it.
Right? And be open-minded. Don't just cut it off because of an assumption or you assume, like I said, they're going to put me on medication.
True.
The next myth is alcoholism is not a mental health issue. That's not necessarily true either, Iris. It is a myth. But the fact is, alcoholism is a substance use disorder, which is a type of mental health condition. So let's talk about that. You have people who have dealt with severe trauma. We talk about rape, molestation, even environmental things going on. We have tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, the fires last year. So you have a lot of things going on that can be so traumatic for people that the only way they know how to cope is to turn to drugs and alcohol. Yeah. Because they're looking for a quick fix.
Yes.
All this happened. I don't want to deal with it. And so in order to not deal with it, I'm going to feel good. But that feel good only lasts for a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. Because guess what? Reality going to set back in when that stuff taper off.
Right.
And you still haven't faced what your struggles are. And another thing that I hear a lot of the young adults say, I can't cope with this, so I turn to marijuana. Now, if you have depression and anxiety, marijuana is not the thing to turn to, because you're just enhancing whatever your struggles are. Marijuana, you have to think about what are the symptoms of people who smoke marijuana. You get very calm, sometimes paranoia. It's a downer as well. And so if you're already struggling with the depths of darkness, smoking marijuana is not effective. I don't know where that came from, but it's you want to find positive coping skills to use. And that's one of the myths, turning to substance or alcoholism. But it is a substance abuse disorder, but it's a part of mental health as well.
Yes. The next myth is you should be able to handle your mental health issues on your own. The fact is, seeking help for mental health issues is a sign of strength and not weakness.
Now, I really want to talk about this.
Go ahead, sis.
If you have been struggling for 6 months, a year, now we're down to 5 years, and you still can't get out of bed, and you still grieving, and I know this might sound hard, what you're doing is not working.
So you can't handle it on your own.
You obviously can't handle it on your own. We got to know when to ask for a lifeline.
Yes.
When to seek support and help, because obviously we don't know what we're doing. And that's why we're here. It's nothing wrong with asking for help. Knowing that I can't do this by myself.
Right.
And if I can just have somebody to hold me up or hold me accountable, hold up the light until I get there.
Yes.
Then I know everything will be all right. And sometimes when you have that support, you don't seem, it doesn't seem dire, and you don't seem so alone. Even when you feel like people don't understand, it's the fact that people are just listening to you and hearing you.
Yes.
It can make a difference. Our last myth is therapy is only for people with severe problems. No, it's not. Therapy can be a benefit for anyone looking to improve their mental health or manage stress.
Yes.
So that means that opens it's an endless possibility for people who might need help, no matter what you're dealing with. It don't even have to be mental health. It can be stress,
yes,
anxiety, buying a new home, changing careers. You need to figure out what is your issue, what your struggles are, and seek the right support.
Yes.
So if it is, I would need a career change, you might want to go see a career counselor. If it is, I want to further my education, but I don't know which direction to go in, you might want to go see a school counselor or academic counselor. There are different people for different things. If it is grief counselor.
Marriage counselor.
Marriage counselor. If it is spiritual, you're a pastor, a Christian counselor. There are different people out here for different things. Alice, you said something I heard you say before. Would you go if you had a problem with your foot?
Would I go let the people that working on my brain work on my foot?
No. Because now your foot hurt and your head still Why would you do that? Know what the issue is and go seek the right help. And if you don't know where to go get help, guess what? We got a little bit more information for you.
Yes.
But before we get there, let's talk about how can you spot misinformation? Because that's the whole point of what we're talking about today. Myths, stigmas. We hear a lot of stuff and get a lot of information from the wrong people and take that for face value.
Yes.
Why? Why do we do that? Once you know better, you do better. So I'm going to go seek. Let's go back to the doctor. If you have an issue that the doctor can't fix, they're going to what? Refer you to a specialist. Come on, somebody.
That's
a
good.
Specialist. That'll preach. Yeah. Refer you to a specialist. So one of the things you want to do is check your sources. Right? Who's it coming from? Before I take this and run with it. Reliable source. Look for information from recognized health organizations, universities, or licensed professionals. We also want to be wary of red flags. Because a lot of times, the flags be right there in your face, just popping up left and right, like Mario, the coins. And what we do, keep going, like we don't see it. And then when things get dire and out of control, yeah, I did see there was flags there all along. Yes, it was.
You know how we do it. We can see on the highway that this road closing. We still riding on that in that same lane, and then won't let somebody let me over.
Right. Oh, that yeah, I got triggered that quick. Yeah, you're right, sis. That will happen. Be wary of blogs, forums, or influencers with no medical or psychological credentials. Go to people who know what they're talking about.
Yes.
And if you don't know, ask somebody. Please. Look for evidence, scientific backing. Reliable claims are typically supported by peer-reviewed research and clinical evidence.
Watch out for absolutely quick fixes. We want it right now. That microwave spirit. Oh, yeah. We want it done in 1 minute.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. Sometimes it don't even be done yet.
Got to put it back in there. Ain't quite hot.
Still cold. Still got ice on it. Oh, from the freezer. Ain't read nobody instructions. Just throw it in there because, we know what to do. No, you don't. No, you don't. Check your source.
Yes.
Read the directions. Read the directions, please.
Oh, God. It varies with the language that is used.
Sensationalism.
Emotional. Shocking truths. What doctors won't tell you. Is a red flag.
Back to red flags again.
Red flag.
Avoid overgeneralization. Check the dates. Now this.
Come on.
The date. Check the dates. We out here working on expired stuff.
Something that they did back in 1948, and here we are in 2025. I know some stuff that came up since then.
I know we got some more information. I know it's improved. But sometimes, you know what? We scared to throw stuff out because we get what? Complacent and comfortable. But you got to let some of that old stuff go. And this goes back to mental. You got to let some of that old stuff go to get well.
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely. Cross check with experts. If unsure, consult a licensed mental health professional. Check other trusted websites constantly. Just because something was effective or worked for you, like I said back in the day, our bodies change, our situations change, and it might not be effective for right now. And that goes for people. Whoever you turn to before in the past, it might have been good for that season.
Right.
But you're a different person now with different experience. And sometimes you can't use the same people again. You got to go to another trusted source, somebody who's reliable right now and can give you what you need.
That's good.
And then the next thing we're going to talk about is
where you can find credible mental health info. You can go to your government public health agencies, the Center of Disease and Control Prevention, Substance Abuse Mental Health Service Administration, and professional organizations.
Most definitely. One of the main places you can go is your local social service department.
Yes.
If you don't know where anywhere else to go, don't know where to turn, just go to your DSS because they'll point you in the right direction. They have everything you need in your local community.
And to share some additional sources, we have NAMI, that is a helpline, and that number is 1-800-950-NAMI. That's NAMI. And we have 988 Lifeline. That's available 24/7. And we have the National Mental Health Hotline. That is 866-903-3787.
And if you don't want to talk to anybody on the phone, please text helpline to 62640. Text helpline to 62640. And we want to make sure that we provide support for you guys at the end of each of our podcasts. And so next time we'll have these on the screen so you guys can pause and make sure you write down this information. But we really hope that this week, Mythbusters, debunking myths about mental health, served a great purpose for you guys, and hopefully will allow some of the fears to subside and you guys to go out there and get the help that you need, and get the right help that you need. We really thank you guys for tuning in and staying connected with us. We want to make sure that you continue to follow us on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we are looking forward to next week.
Yes, awesome.
Where we will be talking about the pillars of self-care, one of my favorite topics, right? Sleep, nutrition, movement, and connection. So please join us next Wednesday as we talk about self-care. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.